Hello everyone, welcome to Creative Tutorial. In this video, we are going to create a MERN project where user can store their note. Basically, this is a MERN note application where user can store their notes. We have also integrated authentication method in this project, so the user will verify their email and password to go to the dashboard. Here you can see the demo of our project. First of all, we will get a login form. Then you can switch to a sign up form. If you have created your account already, then you can log in here. I had created my account, then I will log in here. Then you have to enter your password. Here you can see our user login has been successful. This is the dashboard of our note application. There is no any other note is visible in our dashboard because I didn't created any note here till now. So let's create a note. To create a note, we have to click on this button, create note, and we have to give a title of our note. I will give the title of our note like paragraph, and here you can write your note content. So I am going to give this content. Then you can click on add button to add the note. So when you will click on add button, the note has been stored successfully to our database. Here you can see. You can view by just clicking on the box. You can also create a new note while clicking on create note button. I am going to give it a name of second paragraph. Here you can see then both notes are visible. You can also edit the note by clicking on this pencil icon. I will change the title of our note to the first paragraph. Then I am going to click on the update button. This will update our note. Here you can see the title of note has been changed to first paragraph. You can also delete the note button by clicking on this delete button. Data deleted successfully. Here you can see the first note has been deleted successfully. Now, where all the data has been stored and where we are fetching the data? The answer is we are using the MongoDB here. We are using here MongoDB to store the node data and to fetch the data. Here you can see there is a section auth where the authentication of user will be stored. And there is a note section where all the notes has been stored. So in this video we are going to create this type of application. So let's begin the video. To create an app, go to your code editor, then open terminal. Inside terminal, first of all we have to create a React app. To create a React app, I am going to use a white. You can also use white. This is a fast method to create a React app. Write npm create white at latest, then hit enter. I am going to give it a name client because in our project there are two folders. First will be a client folder and second will be a server folder. Inside client folder we are going to do all our front end part, and inside server folder we are going to do all the back end part. So React is a front end part of our project, so I am going to give it a name of client. Then choose framework as React and variation JavaScript. Then go to your client directory. Then write npm install. This will install our project to the client directory. This will take few minutes. Now create one more terminal, and inside this First of all, create a one folder and give it a name of server. And inside this, go to your server directory in this terminal. After, write npm init. This will initialize what will be installed to our server directory, and this will create a one package.json file where all the dependency will be saved. Then hit enter. Here you can see one package.json file has been created in a server folder. After that, we are going to install Mongoose, Express, NodeMon, Codes. These 4 dependencies we are going to install in our server folder. So let's install it. To install, write npm install Mongoose, Express, NodeMon and Codes. Then hit enter. It will take few minutes to install. So let it be installed now. Okay, this is installed successfully. Inside package.json file, here you can see all the dependency has been installed successfully. Inside dependency section, here you can see Codes, Express, Mongoose and NodeMon has been installed in our server directory. Now go to the client terminal. Inside this, here you can see our project has been installed successfully. To run our project, write npm run pip. Our project has been running successfully. Project is running successfully. Inside client directory, go to the src folder. I am going to remove some basic stuff from our src directory like index.css. We do not need index.css, and also remove index.css from main.jsx file, otherwise it will pass an error. Then also remove app.css file because we don't need this file. And I am going to remove all the code of app.jsx and I will write from this scratch. Write RAFC, which is a React arrow function component. This will create a React structure where you can code easily. Let's save our application and check whether it's running or not. Here you can see our application is running good. Now first of all, to create our North app, first of all I am going to create an authentication system where user can authenticate. To create the authentication system, create a one file named auth.jsx. and import it to app.jsx file. As you can see, our auth component has been successfully initialized to app.jsx file. Now we will write our HTML structure of auth component. First create a one div and give it a name of auth container. This is going to be our main container of our auth component. And create one more div, give it a name auth box. Now give a heading sign up. Now give a input tag, input type text. Inside placeholder, we are going to give it a full name. user will enter their full name here. Then we'll give an input tag for an email. Input type email. Placeholder, enter your email. After this, now give one more input field for a password. Enter your password. Now let's check your browser. It's good. Now we will give a button to sign up or log in user. After giving the button, we will give a toggle text inside key section with the class name of toggle text. Already have account. Then login. So this is basically a toggle text. When the user will be click on login, then the user will switch to the login form. So let's do it. We will create a one use state hook here to handle login and sign up toggle. Const is login, set is login, true. Okay. When this statement will be true, then the user will switch to the login form. Otherwise, the user will be switched to the sign up form. So text is login to here. If this is true, then display login here. Login. Otherwise, display sign up inside heading. And same to the full name section, because when the user is logging, when the user in login form, we do not give the section of full name, but when the user is creating the first time account, then we will give the section of full name. To make it, give the section is login. If node is login, okay, node is login, then node is login is true. Okay, then give this. Otherwise, we will give this. Check it. Yeah, when the login form is appear, then the full name section will disappear. When the user will be user in sign up form, then we will give it a full name section to create an account. Now same thing for a sign up button also. If is login is true, then login button will appear. Otherwise, sign up button. Now same thing for this also. If this login is true, then don't have account section will appear. Otherwise, already have a count section will appear. Now same thing in span also. If his login is true, then sign up section will be appear here. Otherwise, login section will be appear. Yeah. So when the user will click on sign up here, then the user will switch to the sign up form. So let's do it. Inside this, we will create a one on click function, and we will pass the set login here. Inside set login, we will pass not login. So when the user will click on sign up here, then the user will switch to the sign up form, and when the user will click on login here, then the user will switch to the login form. This is too easy. So now let's design our form. To design our form, we will create a one file named auth.css and import it to auth.jsxy. We will write some basic style code here, like margin 0, padding 0, font family, wait a minute, font family to the sans serif, box sizing to the border box, and let's check the our CSS file has been imported. Yeah, our CSS file has been imported successfully. Now let's design our form, authentication form. First of all, we will design the auth container here. Give it to display flex, justify content to the center, align item to the center, and give it a height of 100 VH and background of F4, F6, F9. I am going to change the font family here, and I am going to give it this font family for this authentication. After this, we will design our auth box here. I am going to give a background FFF and padding of 20 pixel to 40 pixel and border radius of 12 pixel. And I am also going to give a box shadow of 0, 4 pixels, 8 pixels, and RGBA of 0, 0, 0 and 0.15. Okay, let's change the 08 to 24. Now give it a width of 350 pixels and text align to the center and transition of 0.3 seconds. And align item to the center, justify content to the center, and display will be flex and flex direction will be column. After the designing of auth box, we will go to our heading section. Give it a margin bottom of 1.5 rem, color #333, font size 24 pixels. Okay, now let's see. This looks good. After the heading, now we are going to design our input section of form. I am going to give it a width to 100% and margin bottom to 12 pixels and padding of 1 rem. Padding is too large, so I am going to give it a padding of 12 pixels and margin bottom of 1 rem. Now it's looks good. Now give it a border of 1 pixel solid #D and border radius of 6 pixels and font size to 15 pixels and transition of 0.2 seconds. Now let's add some focus attributes to the input field. This is focus, border color #4B 7B EC and set the outline to none. After designing the input tag, we will design the button section. After designing input, we will design the button section. I am going to give it a width of 100%, padding of 12 pixels and background color of #4B 7B EC and color of white, font weight will be 600 and font size will be 16 pixels and set the border to none and border radius to 6 pixels and cursor as a pointer. Now let's check. Yeah, this looks good. Now let's add some hover effect. Before adding hover effect, add a transition delay which is 0.3 seconds. Now add some hover effect. Now let's change the background to the #3867 and D6. Now let's design their toggle buttons. Inside auth box, select the toggle text. Now set the margin top of 1 rem, font size 14 pixels and set the color of 555 #555. Yeah. Now let's change the color of our toggle text, which is in span section. Select the span section. Now set the color of #4B 7B EC and font weight to bold and set the cursor to pointer. After, set margin left to 5 pixels and text decoration to underline. Now it's look good. Okay. Now it's not switching because we have to add some JavaScript to make it switch between login and sign up form. So let's do it. we have to add an onClick function here. onClick is set is login to not is login. Now this will switch between login and sign up form. Okay, there is error. To set this function, we have to pass the arrow function here. Now this is working. When we click on sign up, then sign up form will appear, and when we click on login, then login form will appear. So let's store the data to the database, to the MongoDB database, and after verify the user authentication. So first of all, we have to create a one index.js file inside our server directory, which will connect backend to the database and which will connect frontend to the backend. All this will happen in index.js file. After creating the file, we have to import some directory like mongoose, express, code. So let's import it. Const mongoose equals to require mongoose. Const express equals to require express. Then const code equals to require code. After importing all the directory, let's initialize express as app. Const app equals to express. Then app.use express.json. This means whatever data we will store to the database, we will store in a JSON format, and whatever data we will fetch from the database, we will fetch in the JSON format. That's why we use express.json. Then we have to use app.use code. Now let's create the server using app.listen. Give a port name. I am using port number 8000 to create a server. You can give any of name, any of port number. Now write console.log server is running on port 8000. After this, open one more terminal, go to the server directory, then write npx nodemon index.js, then hit enter. Here you can see server is running on port 8000. It's good. Now let's connect our backend to the MongoDB database. To connect, write mongoose.connect, then go to your MongoDB Atlas, Compass, then copy your connection string from here and paste it here. After copying the connection string, give it your database name. First create your database. I'm going to give it a name of MERN not a, and give it a one collection name. I'm going to give it a collection name as a data. This is a demo collection name. We do not require this for further. So now just click on create database. After clicking on create database, copy your database name and paste it in your connection string URL. Now your backend server is connected to the MongoDB database successfully. So let's write the code inside our auth.jsx file to post the data to our database using index.js file. Let's do it. First of all, we will store all the user input in a use state hook. I will create a different use state hook for login and for sign up also. So let's create const log email. This is for a login email. Then set log email equals to use state. Then same for login password, const log pass. Then set log pass. This is for a login password, use state. Now same for name tag also, name input field also. Write const name, set name, use state. Then now same for register email and register password also. Const reg email, set reg email, use state. It will also a blank. And same for register password also. Reg pass, set reg pass, use state. Now it's good. After creating all the use state, let's add the use state to the our onChange function inside the input tag. So whenever we will change the input value, this will store to the specific use state. So let's start from the name tag. For that, write a value. Inside value, pass the name. Then create one onChange function with the event. Now write set name to e.target.value. So whenever we will change the input of a name tag, we will store to the name state. And now let's do the same thing for the email and password. For email and password, we will use value. Inside value, we will use isLogin method. If the user is logging, then we will store the login email to the value section. Otherwise, we will store register email. Now same for the onChange function also. We are going to pass the event first. Then we will use isLog to check the user is logging or not. If the user is logging, then we will use set login email to store the login email to the log email value, log email use state hook. Now for the set log email e.target.value. And if the user is not logged, then we will store the set reg email value to the set reg email e.target.value. Now same thing for password also. Inside the value section, we will check if the user is logging. If the user is logging, then we will store this password to the log password. Otherwise, we will store the password to the reg password. Now inside onChange hook or onChange event also, pass the event. If the user is logging, then we will store this password to the login password. Set log password e.target.password e.target.value. And if the user is not logging, then we will store this password to the register password e.target.value. Now let's check our code is running successfully or not. Here you can see the login form is open. We will enter some login detail here, Abhishek@email.com, and we will enter some password here. Now we will click on a don't click on sign up button. After clicking on sign up button, you can see the email and password is blank. Let's in our code is running successfully. And when we click on login, the Abhishek@mail.com password is storing login mail and login password use state. And in sign up, the registered email and registered password use state is blank. That now here you can see our code is working now successfully. After storing the data to the use state, we will post the data to the database through index.js file, which will our backend file. So to do this, we will create a onClick function on button section, like onClick, and we will also check the login if it is login. Then we will run handle login function, handle login. Otherwise, we will run handle register function. Okay, pass the event here. First of all, we will handle the register function to store the data to the database of the user. Const handle register. We are going to use async await here. Inside handle register, first of all, we will validate our form that all the input fields has a value or not. If the input fields are blank, then the form validation will be called and form will be not submitted. So to do the validation in form, we are going to use if and else statement. If name dot length is triple equals to 0 or register email dot length is equals to 0 or register password dot length is equals to 0, then we will pass an alert that all fields are required. Otherwise, we will run an else section. Let's check the code is working or not. Let's click on sign up button. Okay, what is the handle? On click and the register is not defined. Remove this. Then let's check. Okay, here you can see all fields are required. Okay, now our form validation is working. So let's start the further code in else section. I am going to use try and catch statement here to catch the error. Inside try, we will try to request the data to index.js file, and further we will do the process to store the data to the database. Using fetch method, we are going to request the data to store the database inside with the help of index.js file. We are going to do this in a fetch function. So let's do it. First of all, create one variable const response then use await. Okay, await fetch. We are going to fetch the HTTP localhost port number 8000, because we are running our server on port 8000. That's why I have written here port 8000. Inside port 8000, we are perform this in register path. You can give it any name, but I am giving it register. But whatever name you are giving here, keep the same name here also when you are storing data. Comma, curly braces. Inside this, we are going to use method. We are going to use post method here. Inside post. Inside header section, we are going to use content type. We are going to use a JSON format. So write application /JSON. After this, write body. Inside body section, write JSON.string file and pass all the use state here. For example, name, because for register we require name, and register email and password as well as, then save. After giving the response, now we will get result. We will get result from the backend section. To get the result, create one more variable named result equals to await response.txt. We will get in text format, and whatever we will get, we will alert result. In further code, we are going to change this section, because for now I have written this for your understanding, but in further we are going to change. And in error section, we will pass the error as well as alert, and in console also. So our front-end code of our authentication has been done for a register section. Now we will do the backend code inside our index.js file for user registration. Hit enter. We are going to handle register here. Now use app.post, because we are using post method here. That's why we have to use post method here also. And inside post, give the path name. Here I have given the register. Now we will copy this and paste it here. Remember, you have to give the same path name whatever you have given it here. After that, bracket, we will get the request from the front end section, and we will pass the response to the front end section. Okay, there is no space between these. First of all, whatever we are getting from the front end section, we will destructure it here. To destructure, write const, and whatever we are getting name, register, and password. Register email, register password from the front end. We will copy and paste it here. Equals to request.body. We are getting this request from the front end section. Request is for getting the whatever request you are getting from the front end, and response is for whatever response you want to send to the front end. That's why we have taken these two parameters here. Now also we are going to use try and catch statement here also to catch the error. Before writing code for that, we have to create our model. A model, basically we have to create a table section where user wants to store the database, but we will create this in JS file. See how we will create. Inside server, create a one file named auth model.js. Now import mongoose here, const mongoose equals to require mongoose. After requiring the mongoose, we will create a model here. Before creating my model, we have to pass the schema of our table section. What schema? You will see here. What schema I am talking about. To create a schema, first we will create a variable named schema. Schema equals to mongoose dot schema. Inside schema, remember whatever you have given here, same as well as give it here also. Here I have given a name, then copy this and paste it here. Inside name, our name is in string type, that's why we will write string here. And hit enter. And same for a register email, whatever you are giving here, same give it here also. Register email is also a string part, string type. Then write string and hit enter. Then same for password also. Register password, copy it here, and this is also a string type, paste it here. This is what the schema I am talking about. Now we will create a model. What model? We will also see now. So create a one name constant, the name of auth model equals to mongoose dot model. Inside model, we have to pass the collection name here. What if in which collection you want to store this data. So I am create a new collection name with the name of auth. So write auth here, then comma and pass your schema. Copy and paste it here. This is the model where you want to store these data. Model is basically where you want to store your data, in which collection. So we will export this. For export, write module dot export is equals to auth model. Our module has been exported successfully, and now import it here. Now import it to index.js file. Const auth model equals to require auth model. After importing it here, copy this, and we are also going to async await here. So pass async here and await auth model dot find one. Find one is a function from mongoose. What we are finding here? We are finding here the register email. Why we are finding the register email? We are finding the register email because user cannot create their account with the same email twice. So that's why we are checking if the email is already existing in database. The same email will not retain in database. So create a store our constant const same email. Okay. This is checking the same email of the database. Now if this email is same, then we will break our code here and use return function, and will pass the response to the front end with the status code of 400, and we will send these to front end. This email is already exist, and if the email is not exist, then we will go to the else part. Inside else part, we will insert the email and password to the database, but we cannot insert password same as well as whatever user input. We have to hash the password. We have to import the password in hash format. To import the password in hash format, install the one library, create a new terminal, go to your server directory and install pcrypt. Right, and pm install pcrypt. Then hit enter. It will take 2 seconds to install this dependency. As has installed in 3 seconds. To hash password, create one constant named hash pass. Now write await dot bcrypt. Okay, first of all we have to import bcrypt errors const bcrypt equals to required. Then you can use bcrypt errors. Await bcrypt dot hash. What you want to hash? You want to hash the password, copy password, and 10. After hashing the password, now we can successfully store the data to the database. To store the data, write await auth model dot create one. Not create one, only create. Inside create, pass name to store the name first, then register email to store the register email, and the rich password. But inside register password, store hash password, not the register password. After storing the successfully user to the database, we will fetch the user from the database. But how will we fetch? So create a one more constant, write fetch here. Inside fetch is await dot await auth model dot find one using email. Which email? Register email. Now first give the response to the front end using res dot with the status code of 200 dot send. What we will send? Send fetch here. Now let's check our code is working right or not. Give it a name. Give it a name of email Abhishek and password. Set the password and click on sign up button. Okay, failed to fetch. Type error. Failed to fetch. Before failed to fetch, let's check the data has been stored to the singular database or not. We load the now refresh here. Here you can see the auth correction has been created. Inside the auth section there is no data, which means our data has been not imported successfully in MongoDB database. What is the error? Let's check the error. API cannot do. URL schema HTTP is not supported. Okay, here you can see our error is URL section. This is HTTP, not H double. This is HTTP, not HT double. Save this and once more click on sign up button. Here you can see our data is getting from the MongoDB database. Our data is successfully imported, successfully inserted in MongoDB database. Our data is visible here in password in a hash format for a security reason. We will not allow this, we will convert this in a JSON format and we will control here console.log. So we will control this. Now let's try to create the same account with the same email. Now let's see what we get. Unexpected token. This email is not valid. Yes sir. This email is not valid. We are getting this email is not valid. Okay. Yes, we are getting this email is not valid, which means the account will not be created. using the same email twice. Now let's perform a login. Function here. So performing a login function, handle login, const handle login. We are also using async here. This is just a similar from a sign-up section where we are just validating the user and we are just validating the email and password from the database to log in the user. Let's see how I am doing. First of all, we will validate our form. Before we will validate our form using if name log email registered paste log email there and same log password, copy log password and paste it here. Now inside else section we are going to do same thing what we have done in the register section. First of all, I am going to use try and catch here also to catch the error. Inside try we are going to use await. First of all, create one constant name response. Inside response is await, fetch. Inside fetch HTTP localhost. Inside code 8000, and I am going to use the login path to log in the user. So write login and curly brackets method. I am going to use the post method also and header content type application /JSON. Then inside body section JSON dot string file we are going to pass the login email and login password here. So copy login email and paste it here and copy login password and paste it here. After doing this, we will get the result from the backend side. So create one more constant result equals to await, and we will store the result in JSON format and we will console it to the console. Print it to the console. So get the result as response.json. We want this in JSON format because in result we are getting the user details for further processes to create a node application, which will help create a node application. So console here, so result and pass the error here. What error we will pass? We will pass the error login failed. And we will console the error also. Now go to the index.js file and we will also give it a response to the status code of 500.string sign up field. After the register section, we will handle the login here, and we are going to use post method here also. So write tab.post inside paste your path here, forward login, and we will get the request from the front end and pass the response from the back end to the front end. We will also use async command here Then now let's destructure the data wanted on the front end side. Destructure like const and copy the data from here and paste here, and then request dot body. Then I will type it straight in here. We will do same thing what you have done in the instance section. First of all, we will check the email is matching or not. Check the email, create a one constant, right? Check email, check mail equals to auth model dot find one. Set find one, pass the login email because we are checking with this email now, and if the check email is match, then we will compare the password. So const check password, we will check the password is matching or not. So checking the password. Remember, we have imported the password in hash format, so we will compare the password in hash format. So how to compare? Like we use await here also. Await by decrypt dot compare. We will compare it here. What we will compare? We will compare login pass to check email. Inside check email, there is a field name to be a register pass. We are comparing this check email dot page pass. We are comparing check email dot page pass with login pass here. If the check pass is true, if the check password has been compared successfully, if the both password is compared and the both password is compared and is becoming true, then we will give it a response to the front end response with the status of 200, and we will send what we will send. Send the user data. The user data is stored in check email because check email contain all the fields, email, password and ID also. And else part, we return, and we will respond with status code of 400 and will send password not matched. Password not matched. And in this if section, in this else part, we will also return with the and send the response to front end status code of 400, and we will send user not found. User not found. And in catch part, we will send the response with the status code of 500, and we'll send login error. Now let's our code is working on successfully or not. Inside login section, we will enter email and check mail.com, and we will enter the password. Then we'll click on login button. Login failed. 400 bytes. User not found. The user not found is this email. Let's check. Copy and paste here. Login failed. User not found. User not found here. There is something wrong in the code. Let's check it. What we are doing mistake in our code. We are doing the error that the code is compared this email with this. So inside this field, the field name is registered email. That's why I'm giving the registered register email, we will check login. Now let's check. Click login. Here you can see the data has been successfully fetched from the backend side to the frontend side. Now our login is also working, but the form is not getting empty and is not getting any successful response from the frontend side. Get the successful response to the auth section, and first of all we will clear our form. To clear our form, set login email, we will set the login blank and send for set log pass blank. Now we will do same thing for register name also. Set name to be blank and set register email to be blank and same for password also. Set register password to be blank. After this we will give alert sign up successfully. Sign up successfully, and we will do same for login also. Alert login successfully. Login successfully. Now we have successfully created our authentication method of our node share